Hello and welcome to the Packers Franchise Podcast. I'm your host and host of Everything Packers from Packers Football. Tell the Packers stuff, you know the drill. And today we're going to be talking about we're going to be breaking down actually the Packers 2020 schedule. The Green Bay Packers schedule released back in May, and as always, the NFL schedule consists of 8 road games, 8 home games, a bye week in between, including obviously your 6 divisional opponents, a interconference division, and a away conference division. And 2 teams that share the same place in the other 2 divisions in your own conference. So yeah, there's a little scheduling facts for today, but let's break down into it. If you watched my last video, it's pretty much what I talked about why I was away from the channel and all that. But let's dive right into this. I don't know if you're gonna be saying, well, in all honesty, I think there's going to be a season because I feel like if the NBA and NHL will have their seasons, I feel like NFL will have their season too. So whether it's going to be delayed or on time, I think there's going to be a season regardless. So let's dive right into it. Before we actually do the breakdown, I did give my on paper the toughest and easiest opponents, toughest games. I feel like going to be at Tampa Bay, at Minnesota, at New Orleans, and home against Titans. And the easiest games are going to be home against the Lions, Jaguars, and Falcons. I feel like those 2 are going to be the easiest games. So let's dive right into it. Week 1 on the road against the Minnesota Vikings. I feel like that should be a win in my opinion. Green Bay's games in Minnesota have always been close. The only reason Green Bay kind of lost those games, especially in 2018, 2017 was because, as much as people don't want to admit it is because Aaron Rodgers was hurt, but 2018, I feel like they didn't execute very well down the stretch. I feel like Green Bay executed, they would have won. 2019 too, they won because, they almost blew a 21-point lead, but they executed down the stretch, and that's why they won both games against the Vikings. So I feel like with them executing very well and being healthy, because both teams are healthy, it would be a close game, but I feel like Green Bay will easily take this win. So I think Green Bay will start season 1-0. Then they'll travel back home, their first home game of the season against Detroit. I feel like that will also be a win. Detroit, they're that team that they always have expectations to go, really far, and they just kind of don't do very often. So I feel like Green Bay will easily win this game at home. Detroit at, Lambeau Field. And I know last year we almost lost that game if it weren't for the officials. But I feel like, early season is the first home game. And I just feel like Green Bay had us in the bag. So they're going to start season 2 now. And then week 3 will be on the road at New Orleans. And that's going to be a loss in my opinion. New Orleans, I feel like New Orleans is one of the toughest games to play in. The New Orleans and Seattle are definitely the top 4 toughest places to win, especially, obviously, if you're an opponent. And also, it's dangerous to have weapon makers, Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara on the offensive side. And defensive side, you got Cameron Jordan, Davis, and Malcolm Jenkins, too. So I feel like the Saints have just too much power on both sides of the ball. Now, I feel like either going to be a shootout or Green Bay might make it close in the first half, but second half, New Orleans is going to run away with it. So I think the Saints are going to not easily, but almost easily win this game, in my opinion. So I see Green Bay going 2-1 so far. Week 4 against the Falcons on Monday Night Football. Atlanta same with Detroit. I don't know what happened to them after the playoff loss against the Philadelphia Eagles, but they've just been a mess. Todd Gurley did get signed, but I don't know how much that will help them. Matt Ryan is still good, despite their record. But I feel like since they've been kind of a mess and they're still figuring things out, I still feel like Green Bay should win this game. So I see 3-1 start, which isn't bad. Okay, so we've reached our bye week at 4-1, or no, 3-1, my bad. That's not too shabby to start the season. So kind of like where we were at last season, heading into week 6. And speaking of Week 6, we actually get to see Rodgers versus Brady round 3. But in all honesty, it's the Packers at the Bucks, and I feel like that's going to be another tough game. The Buccaneers made a big splash finish. You got Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski. I feel like those were the only 2 free agents they signed to. I feel like they signed another one, but, Devin White, he played spectacular. Barrett played spectacular too last season. I think he had 19 or 20 sacks. It was an insane amount of sacks he had. I remember back halfway through the season he had 9 sacks and he was on pace something. But he's insane. And of course on the offense side you got Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, OJ Howard, and just an insane Buccaneers offense. And I feel like with Tom Brady, at the helm. And this is on paper, it seems like this is going to be Tom Brady's best receiving core since the Randy Moss days. He's got an all-pro receiver. He's got Chris Godwin, who's emerged as a breakout second receiver. So he should be on pace to easily get his best receivers. Or have his best receivers for the first time since 2014. Or no, not 2014, 2007. But I feel like Green Bay could win this game. And I think they're going to win this game, in my opinion. I feel like... it's... Because we don't know what Tampa Bay is going to be like in this new system. They could be either a great team, and also Tom Brady's going to be 43. I feel like you can't... we just don't know how Tom Brady's going to play. He declined last season, and that could be because with the Patriots' weapons around him, I mean, he only had Julian Edelman. He did have Antonio Brown, which they've been laying up the scoreboard, but that lasted, that lasted a good bit. But I think Green Bay will win this game on a last-second field goal. It'll be really close, but I feel like Green Bay will go 4-1. Week 7, Houston, I feel like Houston will win this game. I feel like this is going to be Green Bay's trap game. Because I watch other schedule predictions and people have Green Bay win this game because Deshaun Watson is really amazing, but they're like, oh, well, he has nobody now because DeAndre Hopkins is gone, which, that may be true, but I just feel like I don't know, Green Bay, there's always that one game Green Bay is a trap game. Last year was Philadelphia. Year before that was Washington. 2017, even though we won, was Cincinnati. There's always a trap game for Green Bay, and I feel like this is one of them. So I see Green Bay going 4-2, then they go back home against the Vikings. I feel like that'll be another win for Green Bay, so 5-2, not much explaining needed. I mean, I kind of explained it in Week 1 game. So 5-2, San Francisco. I feel like that's going to be a loss. San Francisco didn't lose anybody except for DeForest Buckner, but I don't feel like that's going to change them at all. So Green Bay will lose, so they'll go 5-3. Then we'll go back home against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is also a hot mess with whatever's going on, so I think see 6-3. Week 11 at the Colts is going to be interesting. I feel like... See, that's interesting, though. Week 11 at the Colts, 6-3. I feel like... Because you Quentin Nelson, then you got Darius Leonard. T.Y. Hilton's pretty good. Phillip Rivers has a new offense. I think Green Bay will win 7-3. Week 12 against the Bears on Sunday Night Football. It's going to be close, but I feel like Green Bay will win this game. They've always been close. Green Bay's division rivals this past season, they've all been real close games. But I feel like at Lambeau on the Sunday night after Thanksgiving, I feel like it'll be really cold too. It's gonna be probably 30s or 20s that night. But yeah, I see Green Bay pulling off a win, going 8-3, which isn't terrible. Philadelphia, them Eagles, they're always up to something. I feel like if they're healthy, I think Philadelphia will beat us. So 8-4, because you're getting DeSean Jackson back. I mean, you're getting everybody back. So if they're healthy, and also last year when we lost Week 4, they didn't have a healthy DeSean Jackson. They didn't have a healthy. They just didn't have a healthy too when they beat us. So I feel like Philadelphia will beat us again if they're healthy. I mean, we have a chance. I think we lost last time because we didn't know how to run the ball, but Philadelphia didn't have their playmakers too. So I think we'll lose that game. We're gonna go 8-4. Week 14 at Detroit. I feel like we're gonna see at Detroit is always tough. Every time Green Bay plays at Detroit, it's always close. It's always nail biting. I think Green Bay will lose that game too. So go 8-5. Week 15, Carolina. All you gotta do is stop McCaffrey. I feel like Carolina's that team that if you stop one player, if you stop one player, then I feel like you'll win. So Green Bay will win that game. So 9-5, Tennessee, same thing with Derrick Henry. They do have like Corey Davis and all them guys. They got Jurrell Casey in the offseason too. Tennessee, I mean, you saw the playoffs. They just been great because Derrick Henry is a big man. He can run the ball very well. So I feel like if you can contain him, I feel like that should be an easy win. So I think 10-5 for Green Bay too. Week 17 at Chicago. I'm going to give it a win. Because the Bears didn't really do anything other than get Nick Foles. We don't know if it's going to be Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky, but I feel like Green Bay will. Green Bay will beat Chicago on the road, and that'll be an 11-5 record. So overall, it's an 11-5 record. I have losses to the Saints, the Texans, the Niners, the Colts, and the Lions. No. The Saints, Texans, Niners, Eagles, and Lions. I almost made all my losses on the road, but no. I know people are going to have some arguments, especially with the Detroit and Philadelphia game, but like it's the NFL. Listen, I want a 16-0 season just as much as you do, but until I see it happen, and this is with any NFL team, I don't see it happening. And also, Green Bay didn't really. I mean, they did some help. Like Green Bay is still the same team as they were last year, so like, and yeah, they have a much tougher schedule now with places like at New Orleans, at San Francisco, at Tampa Bay. But in my all honest opinion, I do believe this is 11-5 team. Green Bay is still a good team. Now, as of now, Green Bay is a good team to probably make it to divisional playoffs, depending on how the seeding goes. Because now with the 1 seed being the only team with the bye, it's going to be a lot tougher to get a Super Bowl because you have to play another game as a 2 seed. So we'll see how that pans out. But right now, I think 11-5, that will be enough to win the division, in my opinion. I feel like Minnesota is second best with the 10-6 record. And Chicago is going to be like at the 8-8 borderline. Detroit's going to be 7-9, in my opinion. But if there was a game they could probably flip around to, it could be Houston and obviously Detroit. Now, the best I could see Green Bay going is 12-4. Maybe take away that Detroit or Houston game. And the worst I see Green Bay going probably 9-7. Maybe if you can count the losses to at Chicago, at Indianapolis, home against the Vikings. Yeah. Those are games that I believe can make a big difference with the Green Bay Packers. So, all right. So, yeah. So, overall, 11-4. best for this team schedule, in my opinion. So 12-4 best. My prediction is 11-5 with losses to the Saints, Texans, Niners, Eagles, and Lions. Worst 9-7. You could probably add that Chicago loss and also the Colts loss too, or even the Buccaneers loss too. But yeah, so 11-5. I feel like that's a perfect for Green Bay coming off a 13-3 season. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts down below, and if you have any disagreements, comment nicely. I don't see why people get so mad at a prediction without knowing the other person's reason. So comment nicely, and as always, you can hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll be making more videos. See you guys.